With piano chords, you can pretty much start playing your favourite songs on the piano straight away. But it's the patterns and rhythms that you apply to the piano chords that will take you to the next level and make your playing sound special. People like Elton John, Billy Joel, Chris Martin and John Legend all play very chord-heavy piano. But it's the rhythms and the way that they use the chords that make them sound great. I'm going to give you some rhythm patterns that you can apply to any chord progression that you want. But we're going to apply them to a specific chord progression so we can put what I'm teaching you into practice. And the rhythms are designed to build up in levels of difficulty, starting from the simplest, suitable for beginners. First of all, I'll take you through the chord progression and then we'll dive into the rhythm pattern. And one thing I will say is that I wanted to use an interesting chord progression rather than just a basic chord progression like, for example, C, G, A minor and F. So if you're a beginner, just take some time getting to know the chords that I'm about to show you, and then once you feel comfortable with them, you can move on to the rhythm patterns. So it starts off with the C major chord there, and then the E7 between the two hands, and then the A minor in your right over the F in your left, or the F major 7, and then finally the A flat in your left and C minor in your right, and then the B flat major. If you can, practice that chord progression until you've memorised it and you can move smoothly between the chords, and then it will make it much easier when it comes to applying these rhythm patterns. Okay, I've called this first one the foundation because it's literally laying the foundation for the rest of the patterns. And it's 4 beats per bar, and all you're going to do is play in the first beat of each bar. So nice and simple for you. So 4 beats per bar, together. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, when it comes to the last 2 chords, what you're going to do, you're going to play those last 2 chords in 1 bar. So the first chord is playing on the 1 and the 2, and then the last chord is playing on the 3 and the 4. Like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that was the most basic rhythm pattern. Let's move on to the next. I've called this rhythm the all-rounder because you can pretty much apply it to any song that you want. So your right hand is going to be playing on the first and the third of each bar. Your left hand, again, just on the first beat of each bar. Like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. And here your left hand will have to come up on the third beat. 3, 4. And again, a bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This next one I've called the kick drum rhythm because it's a common rhythm that a drummer might play on the kick drum, basically, and the left hand is going to be playing this underneath. So in order to play this, what we need to do is we need to divide each of the main beats up into halves. And to count that, we're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then with that in mind, your left hand is going to play on the first beat of each bar and then on the last and of each bar. So the and after the 4. Like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and so on, okay? Your right hand is going to be playing on the first and the third beat of each bar, like in the previous rhythm. So if this is challenging for you at all, you may want to just do single notes in the left hand for the moment. And to do the rhythm, it would go like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. This next one I've called the jumping bass because the left hand is not just sticking to the root of the chords, it jumps about a bit more. So here we're going to be using some intervals. And an interval is just the musical term for counting between notes. And the intervals in the left hand are going to be the first, the fifth, and then an octave. Okay, so it's just counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then an octave, which is just the same of what you've got on the bottom, but up an octave there. So a C would be a C above, yeah? Which is 8, octave 8. Okay, and the pattern is this. You're going to play the first, or the root, the fifth, the octave, and then you're going to go back down to the fifth. And that will be 4 beats like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So then you just apply that left hand to the first 3 chords like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, up to the E, E, B, E, B, and then the F, C, F, C. And then here you can just octave. So A flat, up to the A flat above, then B flat, and then the B flat above. So then if we're putting it together, your right hand is just going to play it on the first and the third beats of each bar, like in the previous patterns. Like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again a bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you hear that? There's a bit more energy underneath there. And it's something you can apply, like I said, to any chord progression that you want. This next one I've called the echo pattern. And this is because the left hand is echoing what your right hand's doing. And it's still quite a simple pattern, but it sounds really interesting when you add a little bit of dynamics in the left hand. So your right hand is now going to be playing on all of the main beats. So the 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? Your left hand plays on the first beat of each bar, and then after that, on the ands after the 2, 3, and 4. Like this. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So as you can see, it's like rocking backwards and forwards between the left and the right hand there, or the left hand echoing the right hand chords there. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And again, you can play it with an octave here, and it sounds quite nice if you play the first beat on the low octave in the left hand, and then the echo rhythm there, the echo beats, on the higher one, like this. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And can you see that? And when I mentioned dynamics, when you're doing this, it's important not to hammer the left hand echo beats. Otherwise, it sounds like you're doing this. 1, 2, and... Do you know what I mean? It just sounds a bit sort of like aggressive and a little bit messy. So make sure you do a bit of an accent, which means play a bit louder on the first beat in your left, and then soften up the following ones in the bar. So I'll just play the full progression with that rhythm pattern applied to it. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and here you can go 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and so just keep that echo pattern running through. Once more. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. If you're excited about learning these patterns, then hit those like and subscribe buttons so you don't miss out on any more of my videos. This one I've called the Elton Roll, because it's a type of technique that Elton John and other players would do just to break the chords up and roll up and down them to make it sound more interesting. So to play this one, your left hand plays those first, fifth and octaves that you've already learned on the 1 and 2. Your right hand plays on the 1 and it holds over that 1 and 2. And then for the rest of the bar, you're going to break up the chord in your right like this. And 3 and 4 and it just breaks up from the bottom to the top and back down again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I should say I am using the sustain pedal just to make these chords and notes ring out a bit more. And I'm breaking it up according to when I play a new chord. So now I'm just going to go through the chord progression with that pattern applied. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and here on the C minor one and the A flat left, 1 and 2. You can finish off that sort of and in your right on the thumb in your right, like that. 1 and 2 and then B flat, 3 and 4 and. That just sort of fills out that roll, but there's a bit of a gap. So if you want, you can bring the left hand up like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And you can do that if you want, but that's up to you. And now I'll just play it once more, but a bit faster, so you can see how it all fits together. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This next one is using a swung rhythm. And if you don't know, a swung rhythm sounds like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So what you're doing there is just sort of lengthening the first main beat and then the ands are shorter. Almost like a horse trot. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. But what is happening technically is the main beats are being divided into 3 and then the rhythm is being played on the first and the third of each of those 3 beats, like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then all you're doing is rather than counting 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, you go back to counting with those main beats, but you apply the 1 and the and with that rhythm. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 turned into 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so on. So that is a swung rhythm. Now let's learn the pattern. So for the first 3 chords, your right hand is going to be playing on the 1 on the first beat, then the and after the second beat, and then the 4th beat. Like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay? The left hand is going to be playing those first, fifth and octave intervals and then going to come back down, but on these beats, on the 1, the and, the 2, and then it comes back down on the and after the 3, which is going to be in between the right hand chords, like this. So it starts together, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Can you see that? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And then you apply that to the next couple of bars as well. So I'll just go from the start. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay? And here, your right hand can just play it on the first and the third beats. And then your left hand is going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Like this, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So I'll just play it once more, a bit faster. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. There we go. If you're enjoying this method of using chords and patterns to learn piano, then you may be interested in my Ultimate Piano Chords course. It will take you step by step from the basics all the way to showing you how you can sound amazing on the piano with just piano chords without having to read sheet music. If you wanted to take a closer look and to check out the preview videos, I'll leave a link in the description below. This one I've called the Syncopated Roll, and it's because it's playing off of the main beat, so syncopation, it's rolling up and down again. And it sounds great. Here's how to play it. So this one starts together on the 1, but your left hand is going to roll through that first, fifth and octave quicker, like this. 1 and, right? So you're hitting the and on the octave there. So your left hand starts on the 1, and then that is in between the and. And sometimes if we're counting in between, we would say So like this, 1 and. So that left hand is going 1 and, along with your right. 1 and. Yeah? And then the swung rhythm continues in the right hand. And it's going to, again, roll up and down through that chord. Like this. 1 and 2 and then the 3, there's nothing. And then on the and then the 4, and then the and. Like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? And that's why it's called a syncopated roll, because it's rolling up and down through the chords, but you're playing some offbeat rhythms. So you may want to practice that just on that first chord, just to get used to it. And then you just apply that pattern to the next 3 chords, like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and here on the A flat, your left hand is going to roll up on the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Your right hand, you can do whatever you want really, but I think it sounds quite nice to break up the chord like that. And together, that'd be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and now I'll show you it a bit faster so you can see how it fits. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. This last one I've called the triplet rolls pattern. Remember when I was explaining these swung rhythms and I talked about splitting the main beats into groups of 3s? Well, those are triplet. So here we're going to use those triplet rhythms, or those groups of 3s, and we're going to roll up and down the chords, and it sounds really impressive. So here's how to do it. So it starts off, again, playing on the 1, the chord on your right, and your left hand on the low root there, on the C. And then it's going to roll through all of the notes, but to make the timing work, you need to add an octave onto your right hand chords. Okay, so the right hand chord with a C major second inversion, what you're going to do is you're going to add an octave on top. So this time it would be a G there. So here's the pattern, like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. You don't go all the way back down to the root there, or where your pinky's playing. You finish on the note before. So I'll play that again, but I'm counting 3 so you can hear that triplets. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Can you hear that? Or you can go back to counting on the main beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah? And that's it. So you may have to go slowly to start off with, but then you can gradually build up the tempo once you've got it nice and even. And then I'll just go on to the next chord. So here you had that shape with the E7 chord. So what you're going to do to make the timing work, because we need an extra note to play the extra beat there, you're going to play a G sharp or A flat on top. Yeah? So again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then the next one, here, you're playing the A minor, so you're going to add an A on top there, and you're right. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and yeah. And then to finish off with here, I think it sounds nice if you bring your left hand, which is playing down there before on the A flat, up here, and then it can smoothly flow from the left hand to the right hand chord, like this. 1, and 2, and then on the B flat, you can go like this. 1, 2, 3, so you can play a third in there, instead of going first, fifth octave. you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the last 2 chords there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I'll just play it all together nice and slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again a bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It sounds really impressive, doesn't it? But all you're doing is breaking up the chords and rolling from the bottom to the top. And like I said, you can apply that to any chords and any chord progressions that you want. So, which was your favourite pattern? I'm interested in what you think, so please do let me know in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed learning piano with chords and patterns, then don't forget to check out my in-depth course on how you can use chords to sound amazing on the piano. With piano patterns in mind, you may be interested in my lesson on 5 easy piano chord patterns that sound impressive, which you can watch here. Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed all that. I've been Arthur from Bird's Piano Academy, and thanks for watching.